Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Just need to finish the joints at the back that connects the extra arms that we added on the last stream, and then that is it. That is it. That is it. That is it. Well, actually, you know what? I was thinking about something else. I was thinking of adding like little darts at the end of the feet. Um, so like this is a spider, right? The spider has 8 limbs, and this one has 8 limbs, but 6 of them have the darts. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I should just like put the darts on all 8 limbs. In my blocking, I had spikes coming out of her calves, but I don't think I didn't like it after all. After like seeing it and blocking and everything. So I think I'm gonna go for like just like little darts at the end of the feet, like not just really subtle, but just to say, Leon, yo, welcome to the chat. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna add this. Like, there's also like a little like empty space. I could actually just like consider that to be like a socket for this spike. So I think we're gonna go. We're gonna go with that. We're gonna use an object that is already symmetrical. Like this one's already symmetrical actually, so let's just duplicate it. And if we are in dynamic, then we know that we can just sculpt it without worries. And it's going to stay symmetrical with everything. I think I got a layer here. Yeah. All right. We're gonna give it its proper color right now. I think it's quad shader that I used. Kind of looks like it. Actually, just to make sure, you can always just flood the screen with this object. There you go, without seeing any other materials. Show used. Oh, what happened? Show used. Anyways, whatever. It is quad because it's the only one that's that's like self-illuminating, if I can say. Yeah, the tiny little arms. I did that for the trilobite insectoid that I have. But the for this one also, like, I'm just like, I have to just really be careful about like the size of the arms and everything, because if this is going to be something that's printable, I can't go like too small. But I did try it on the trilobite, at least the trilobite blocking though. Okay, we're gonna get rid of a bit of the mesh because a lot of this right now is useless. We can dynamesh it at some point, but I just wanted to be not taking too much space for nothing. You can also click and drag the material widget to pick material from the canvas. Click and drag the material widget. Oh my god. I didn't even know this. Really? Oh yeah, there we go. Wow. And they call me a ZBrush expert. Didn't even know that trick. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hide a few subtools because now it's lagging a little bit too much for my tastes. I'm gonna remove the prawns at the front of this. Of course, I cannot use the clip brush. This is why I'm refraining from using it. Also, I want to make sure it doesn't like bulk up the foot. Thank you so much, Squiddle. Okay, let's just dynamesh this. It's a little bit higher resolution. Boom. Gonna trim front this. There we go. I'm getting to the rendering of this this mesh, but I'm not even sure if that's what I want to do with it. I want to try also possibly having it being like an upward spike. This. Maybe it's just because it's not elegant. No, no, no. It really goes against the look. I'm actually wondering if I should even kind of like consider like making it longer. But making it longer starts to... It's like it's supposed to be like a small foot, so... Is this in any case, she already looks amazing even if she doesn't have 8 legs. She does have 8 legs. That's what I said earlier. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. It's just like there's that little dart at the end that kind of like makes it look like it's the 8 of them. But technically, she has 8 limbs. Technically. And that's why the little dart thing I think is it's gonna help at the tip of the foot. Is this character for a game? No, it's just for fun. Just for rendering. You're not stupid. It's not like obvious, and that's what I'm trying to achieve right now. It's like those dart things probably gonna echo like those 4 like bits. Well, 8 total, right? I think it's gonna actually probably help to really get this message like across. And you know, at the end of the day, if people think that she has 6 arms and it's a 6 arms spider, you know what? I will defy nature and leave it as it is. I'm a 2D artist. This extra dimension blows my mind. Yeah, indeed. The first time I tried 3D was pretty amazing also. Yeah, kick someone with it and they instantly die. That's kind of like the idea of like those little just it's like kind of like you know, like in the Logan movie. Well, okay, so I don't know Marvel really, but I saw the Logan movie with the little girl, X-23, I think her name is, and she just had like this like spike in the foot. Thought it was pretty cool. I think I also saw that in a like a spy movie or something. Anyways. Okay, so is that too long? Is that too short? Should it be more subtle? Okay, like the longer like this is not bad. Let's go like extra long, see if it's just ridiculous now. Kind of feels a bit much. I think it's gonna be fine, just like that. Do I want it to be at the base of the foot like that, or just a little bit on the top? Do I want it to kind of like rotate upwards, which I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna want that. No. Okay, so without any clip curves, how do I adjust the plane here? From front. Kind of, yeah. Could do this and then H polish it like this. Oh, I have back face. That's why it's doing this. Okay, so it's kind of like going inwards here. Maybe I should do the same with the mesh. Let's just make it look a little bit cleaner. Polishing. A little bit like this, and then the move brush is going to be hard to use because it's so close. Maybe not that much. Okay, something like this, and subdivide it, smooth it a bit. All right, so now it kind of like goes inward a little bit. So I've established that this dart is not necessarily like laser, like a part of the wasp's darts were. It's kind of like more like a heated metal thing. Okay, probably should have like a tip going in this. Keep the dent at the top though. Kind of lost my shape up here now. That's the problem. Okay, all right. I'm not gonna push it more than that. Well, in terms of like the design, but I just wanna just polish a bit the this. Ooh, the under. Okay, all right. It did not work under the foot near the tip here. Let's just try to. There we go. Maybe a smoother. And the curve is not. Okay. Yeah, there was just like a little dip at the end, but no, that's good. All right, cool. Let's make this mesh symmetrical without using the local symmetry. There we go. All right. We got this. So now we're just missing the joints at the back. There we go. Hello, Marco. Hello, Polygon Pusher. How is it going? I've been playing around with animations and different designs lately. It's quite funny. Yeah, I saw some of your animations and stuff. It's pretty cool, man. Very cool. Okay, let's just save this. All right, all right, all right, all right. Saved. So I probably have a ball joint somewhere in here. Do I have one under the torso? No. Oh yeah, no, I do. Okay. Let's clone it. Okay, so I think I'm gonna try to fix it for the upper arm first. So the upper arm has a bit of a bit of collision with the back here. The lower arm has much more collision. The lower arm, you're gonna need to figure out something. And it, by the way, it's all going to be like cheating and stuff, right? As in, like, I'm going to probably like redesign things to fit. The reason why I'm calling it cheating is because normally you would want your animation to your design to fit any animation possible, right? Or the most. Whereas like what I'm doing is I'm just posing the character in one pose for the rendering. So we're going to just use this little cheat of redesigning parts to fit the pose correctly. This actually is a mentality that's coming from the sculpting industry, as in like the collectibles, because you just need to pose your character in one pose, make it look as good as possible, and there you go. All right, so let's get going. And also like the cabling, we're gonna figure out where we're placing it and everything. Yeah. often what I'll do to make things look like they fit in this like cheating way is just making sure that there's like a cavity that kind of like acknowledges that an object is getting in contact with another object, and it gives more of the idea that it's kind of like working together instead of like clipping in. Oops. All right, it almost... Okay. I think this one is going to work with minor fixes. Like here, I don't even know how much I really need to fix because it's not like a part we're gonna really see well. Although it's more like the negative space that bothers me. We're gonna kind of like push it in. Basically, I'm just moving it around and figuring out what's going to be the least amount of corrections to apply. You know? Because in terms of the negative space it's filling, that's good. No problem with that. We're gonna have to figure out where all of those cables are going. That's for sure. And about like how like the two enter in contact here, kind of feels like I can get around. Okay, let's try with this. Actually, no, wait. Sorry. Okay. Yep. That's going to be the one. So the second major thing I want to fix, because there's a lot of it is just like creating kind of like a cavity line between them. The tubes are the next thing we need to figure out, like how it connects. It's like technically what I'm thinking about is that inside of like that ball joint is kind of like hollow before you get to like the center where like the pivots are and everything, and maybe like those cables are like going inside of like this pivot and connecting somewhere in here. Okay, all right. Sorry, a lot of this stuff is in my head, right? Trying to visualize what I want to do. Okay. The line that's on the tube is kind of like a bit distracting because it's contorting. That's what I'm trying to avoid, basically. All right, so just the positioning of those cables are feeling more like they're going inside this shape. So that's already going to help a lot. All right, let's deal with these at the back. All right, and we can already start correcting. We'll fix anything at the back later. Back to these here. Pistol beat. How do you manage high poly counts in some of these models while keeping performance smooth? All right. Pete, I will answer your question. Your very appropriate question. So the sorry, I'm laughing because I have a history with this guy here, and you're surprising me with your question. That's all. All right, to answer the question honestly, je le sais que t'es crampé, mon tabarnak. Okay, all right. So a valid question needs a valid answer. First of all, you need to not have subtools that are too much high in polygon. One single subtool with too much polygon is like really bad. So it's best to kind of like divide it in smaller portions. I think it's better for the RAM or the processor or something like that. Also, not having too much Dynamesh, so having subdividable meshes helps with moving the mesh around. Like when I'm moving around, you see it's kind of like going back to a lower definition. Well, that helps with the movement and everything. It's like temporarily putting the mesh into a uh, lower state of resolution just for the moment that the mesh is moving, basically. So Pete, in how many days do you think you're going to become a 3D expert? Couple of weeks? Oh, that's good. That's good. Santiago, hello. Welcome, welcome. All right, so now the tubes are like all going into like a direction and have like a movement that is a little bit more appropriate. So what we're gonna do is we're going to wait, put everything to max resolution. There we go. Now put a layer on this one and try to see if we can actually get like a cavity in there that looks decent. And the first thing I want to do is see if I can move part of this mesh up to like about here. Well, the rest is hidden, so it shouldn't affect anything. Actually, let's do it with the move brush. Just to make it look like there's kind of like a certain depth to it. Maybe I should pull the All right, so that's good. Just needs to go deeper here. All right, let's do another pass of moving those tubes. Okay, let's check the chat a little bit. Hello, Marco. Is there a solution to reset material from subtool? If I already filled it by another, I want to reset it. So if I change my main material, all subtools change. Yeah, you need to put back the flat material. You need to fill it with the flat material again. Okay, and don't listen to what Pete is saying. Oh, wait, no. Pete, are you going on ChatGPT trying to find the answers and just like copy pasting things here? there's no way you know this. Yeah, you would never. I'm sure of that, dude. Just to give people some context, I feel like always needs to say this, but Pete is my friend from my hometown. And he does not know 3D. He's just here to fuck with people. And me. Well, I should say more like fuck with me, you know? and I love him very much. Well, off was your answer. You need to override the bake material with the default one. I mean, if like by bake you mean like that you fill the material, like you've baked in a material in the subtool, yeah, pretty much you need to get it back to like the default material, which is the flat material, I guess. It's just, it's not the proper terms, but the idea is kind of like working. So basically you just need to go back to flat material and to fill material with the flat material, and this is going to make it like behave like the mesh never had like a material assigned to it from the start. Sorry, I'm having some like not lags, but like my pen is like acting weird. And it's just making the mesh like fly away and stuff. All right, that's decent. I think here inside where I'm not even gonna fix it, it's not even worth the effort. Petty to see witchcraft. I'm actually listening to Gaia right now from King Gizzard. My Wacom pen decided to violence today as well. I tried zooming and it flies around. Yeah, yep, it does that sometimes, and it's the pain in the ass. All right, well, a lot of it works right now. There's a little bit still here to do. Really, let's do that with the clay brush. There we go. Now it feels like it's really going in. All right, perfect. Are we done? Yeah, I think we are. At least we're done with the joint. What about the interpenetration near the suit here? Bestie art. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah. I'm going to do something extreme. Extreme! Let's bake this. And kind of like reinforce the socket manually. It's gonna look like shit. Ah, it's clipping with the tube here. Maybe I should... There you go, something like that. So, like, we're never gonna see this section here. So let's really not spend too much time on it, but I just wanted to at least have this kind of like cavity going in like this. And that's how you cheat your way to getting those two meshes to exist together. Boom, there we go. So we got one done, and another one to go. So for this one, those two arms are interpenetrating. This I could fix like easily when it's time to print, that sort of stuff. It's not really showing, not really going to show in the renders, so it's not really bothering me. Actually, you know what? Before I do any of that, I should save. All right. What I can do, probably if I actually have this smaller. So already having the joint not in like be so unaligned with the rest is going to help with the looks. But you see that this part, like this arm, there's going to be some reshaping, changing the shape to make it look like it's fitting. There's gonna be a lot of cheating for this one, I think. Like we might actually need to like resize the size of the shoulder completely with a transpose master. Yeah, I think like this is a this for my mini feels like a perfect placement for the pivot, the ball joint. Now we just need to change the arm. Can I transpose master this without problems? I guess we're going to have to test. We're gonna try something. What if I merge visible this? All right. How many polys is this? 45 millions. How much time is it going to take to... Oh, wait. I do have this mission already. Oh, that was a bad idea. I just auto-grouped this decimation. Oh boy. Okay, let's see if it's going to crash or not. All right, did not crash. Perfect. So right off the bat, I'm just going to chop parts that are not going to be useful. Did not even need to group this. This we're gonna delete. All right, and back to here. Okay, let's transpose master this. This is gonna go well. It's not too much polys. Do I have a layer though somewhere? I should not have layers. No, I'm good. Okay, transpose master. Do you ID color map texture these for substance? No, this is just color for ZBrush so that it looks good. And that I have a sense of what are going to be the flat colors. That being said, I'm not putting this one in Substance Painter. I'm gonna just use Keyshot like I did for the other insectoids. Just to keep a consistent look, right? Sanfredo, hello. And it's taking a lot of time. Jeez. All right. Ooh, that's a little bit low poly for my taste. The ball joint here. Ugh. Do I work with this? I guess I'll have to. Let's get the this animation here. So basically the idea is going to keep a store morph target of this, keep a layer, mask the ball joint, and try to kind of like move things around. So it doesn't, well, we could also do a resize. If we have the appropriate like mask, if I resize it like around this cloth part, it might actually not really show. What we don't want to resize are like objects, like primitives. This is really gonna show if like we resized something. Like the tubes here, that's not really a thing, not really a problem. But I mean, if you were to turn this into a game model, like which method do you use? Normally I just use this kind of like poly paint for my masks in Substance. If I have like different kind of metals that I want them like to be able to ID, sometimes I'm just gonna use like a different tint of gray, that sort of stuff. It's not like the most efficient way of going at it. Well, in the sense of like when you are in Substance, but it gives you like a high poly that looks good, that has colors that you can use for renders after. Because like having a character look like a clown because you've put like all flashy colors on it can be a bit of pain in the ass. Huh? So, oh, and I forgot to fucking put it in symmetry. All right, let's start again. So the idea is really to have like a smooth gradient. Okay, remask this. Okay, let's see what it's going to give us. Also, I have to have local symmetry activated without the dynamic, sorry. And in order to not change the shape of those tubes at the top here, I'm trying to avoid using like the move brush or anything that would skewer the model, like distort it. Okay, so that's already helping a lot. I guess it's just here that I want to bring closer now. So it doesn't clip in here. There we go. Here I can just like create a indentation in the metal. So I guess there's just here. I think we actually figure out something that works pretty well without banging our head against the wall too much. Actually banging our heads against the wall at all, even. Although now it puts into question the position of this thing, though. Let's get out of Transpose Master and see what it gives, because it might actually be like good enough already. The last thing I'll do is I'll just morph back a bit of this section here that moved, that I didn't want. These tubes here, feels like they kind of like moved maybe a bit too much. We're gonna use a very low level morph. Okay. All right, let's try with this. Layers baked. No morph target. Delete the mesh that should not be there. Make sure nothing is masked, and then make sure the polypaint's not activated. I think I already said that. Transpose master. There you go. Paulito, hello. Unless you're into that sort of things, banging your head against the wall. I mean, sometimes I like a little puzzle, but I'm getting so close to the end of that character that I'm getting a bit impatient. And by the way, that's like I've just realized, not I just realized that, but like a while ago I realized that I get so impatient near the completion of a character, and I need to chill out. Like for example, I'm at the rendering of this character that I'm doing on the side, and I'm like, I'm gonna take like a little break from it because I think I'm gonna be rushing the last steps. I just want to get away from it just a little bit, try to not be as impatient, then get back into it. Anyways, I mean, there's like Clair Obscur that came out, and the Doom also, so I could just like relax, play a bit of video game, just change my mind a bit, and then get back into this character without having this feeling that I need to or I want to rush it. And I'm playing Clair Obscur right now, and man, I would not fault anyone of thinking that Cedric was part of that project because it really looks, there's so many things that makes me think of like his style and sensibilities and stuff. It's crazy. I wouldn't be surprised that like he's like a source of inspiration for the art direction of the game. Or they're all artists that are inspired by the same style and stuff, and then whatever. So yeah, it's funny because the Clair Obscur game is French actually, and before I started playing, I was like, oh cool, I can like just put it in French. It's the first game that I play that the like official language is French. Actually, that's kind of not true because Sea of Star is made in Montreal, and I don't remember though that we could change the language to French. Anyways, but also there's no voice in Sea of Stars, so I'm talking about like having like real voice actors that are French, and I tried putting it in French, and I personally was not really moved by the voice acting in French, unfortunately, and I actually reversed it back to English because I preferred the voice acting from the English speaking actors. Also, I think one of the girls is the same voice as well the voice actress of Shadowheart in Baldur's Gate. The girl, what's her? Mael. I think it's Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate. Anyways, the game is like super good, by the way. If you didn't play it, the art direction's pretty awesome, pretty great. Like as I said, for some reason I feel like it's the art direction is not new to me though because it just I mean, the art direction is extremely original. It's very beautiful. It's very nice. For some reason, it does not feel new to me. But I feel, I feel like it's new to the video game industry in general. You know what I mean? Like it does feel fresh. You two have for sure inspired a lot of new artists. Thank you for saying that. I've I have seen so many artists in ArtStation mentioning Chaos Mason and you in their portfolio pieces. Really? I did not notice that. I should I guess I don't really read the descriptions and stuff often, so maybe I should look into that. that would that would help my ego. But thanks for the comment. That's really appreciated. I'm trying to practice taking in the compliments. Rokomon, you're basically the Michelangelo of Trudy. Humble is good, but you can't deny it. Dude, it's a bold statement you just said, and you know what? I will accept it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. So yeah, I was thinking of trying to find a way to do because there was this comment about somebody saying they wish I would able to stream more, which of course I have limited time, but it's something I've been considering actually. How could I stream more realistically? I talked about that in the last stream, and what I'm thinking of doing, I'm really gonna have to figure out if it's doable or. But I was thinking like streaming in a really sporadic way. So it would not be scheduled, but it would be more like sporadic throughout the week. It might actually be interrupted a few times though. But the idea would be to kind of like stream a little bit more and be able to compile all of the streamings from Twitch at the end, make like one video that I would post at the end of the week that would be like my weekly stream, basically. So yeah, so it would be more like streaming in bursts. And then I compile everything at the end of the week for YouTube. So on Twitch, it would be a bit chaotic in a sense, but I would stream at different times of the day. There might be some like connecting, disconnecting, that sort of stuff. That's the part that bothers me a bit. That's how chaotic is going to feel on Twitch. But then for people that wants to see like a more uninterrupted version, more straightforward, there would be like the YouTube thing that would come out at the end. Did I fix the arm? Oh no, they're still touching. You know what I could do? Just this. Audience symmetry. Yeah. Let's just get a better view. There you go. Now they're not touching. Problem fixed. Okay, so I can remove the top one. I know it's not obstructed. There's no obstruction here either. The silhouette looks fine, even if there's like this like double bump thing happening. I could bring it forward a bit more though. Yeah, okay, let's try it. Just on those two here. I think it's gonna be okay for here. Let's do it in a few shots here as well. First one. Second one. Okay. So we're gonna try to do the same thing for the joint here, kind of like creating like a step for it to go in. and I will fix this thing afterwards. So that's that's not a problem. There's just a little bit of clipping. All right, so let's do the indentation in the joint. Well, my stream is lagging because I'm at work, but I wouldn't mind short streams because I watch your YouTube shorts a lot anyway. The YouTube shorts, you mean the ones about the streams or like the clips that Cedric does? Yeah, the clips, yeah. Okay, so this is a section I want to... feel like that's probably going to be good enough. Yeah, very dirty right there, but it's gonna work. There you go. Fake it until you make it. I started 3D on iPad using Nomad Sculpt, so the clips and vids are really helpful. Cool, awesome. It's good to know. You know, we post those things all the time, and at some point we're not sure anymore if it helps people or that sort of stuff. We just do it for fun. It's always good to hear that it still helps people. Okay, so for the cables and the integration with the joint, I think we're done now. So we just need to do the rest. Go. Okay, under here is not really going to be visible, so let's not waste our time. Here we're going to do a bit of the same from here to here. We're going to do a bevel. This edge polish to accentuate it. Perfect. Just this is going to be enough to fake it. Oops. There we go. It doesn't feel like it's clipping in from there, at least. We're working our way around it. You come here. There we go. Here it's near the border, doesn't look bad, so let's keep it like this. Let's go under. This is good, this is good. Okay, here we need to clip it closer. I guess we're just going to use a trim dynamic. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Here we're gonna create like just a space. Almost. Can you explain how to Oh, wait. Let's definitely do as... Let me just... I didn't see there was a bit of a comments in the section. Can you imagine trying to do this with poly modeling? Yeah, it would be... it would take a long time. This looks insanely amazing. Thank you, Luncheon. 3D modeling and sculpting always baffled me in how it's done, but this looks awesome. Thank you so much. Rezuo, definitely do. I was just watching the backpack series of stream VODs. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's a good one that Cedric did. I have some of your 2D paint over process step by step saved on the PC for little methods and stuff. Eventually getting a little library of certain tips for different things. It helps. Definitely useful. Cool. Yeah, that's one way to keep track of everything. That's good. Cool. Could you explain how you polish the inside of corners, please? H polish always kind of eats and destroy the other sides for me. Well, you kind of like have to just know when. Oh, wait. You have to know when it's going to behave like a certain way, and now I know how like H polish doesn't really like the other things it's working on, and to be honest, it's just a matter of like be aware and knowing maybe one or two methods to get around if one method doesn't work. Like for example, doing the inside here, that's fine, it's not a problem. But if I was to use alt, it would destroy the surface here, right? But without using alt, I don't destroy anything. And so the point is just to know that like alt might destroy something, and not using alt might not destroy it, and just trying which one's going to work or not. Now I'm just by force of habit, I know which one's going to work, but that's pretty much it. And the same thing could happen, like maybe alt is the one, like maybe H polish, you see like how it's dragging the inside part in. If I use alt, like it's not, but it destroys here. So you sometimes it's about like just knowing that you need to like do things in two movements, especially when you have like three corners kind of like connecting to each other. You're kind of like have to like work diligently in that way. Where was I? Oh yeah, this here. Did that work? Oh yeah, perfect. Got it. I was kind of like working blindly, but see, that works. A little indentation for this here. Wait, what was that bevel brush? Did you get it to work on the cylinder like that? I assume not the default brush, bevel brush. No, it's the clay brush, basically. Oh, wait, preserve edge. If you go to brush, sample, preserve edge, you can bump it a bit and stop H polish from bleeding too much into funky stuff with the edges. Could backface help with that? Sometimes, depend of the angle of the face. Wrist 3D, that's, I didn't even know about this option. I don't really have like a good sample right now to try, but preserve edge will set the strain of the brush not to smooth out or edge surface. This is something that's extremely when using any of the H polish form or trim brushes. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna leave myself a note. All right, there's just this piece here now that clips in, and then we're done. Ah, okay, I understand what's happening. more like this piece I'm gonna fix then. There we go. Perfect. But yeah, to your question, Riz, the tool I used, I'm just gonna repeat it again. So I'm gonna do it on this like edge here. So basically, the masking is just because I know I want it to have like a hard stop, right? But it's just a clay brush, that's it. Normal clay. It's really good at like just doing a first pass at like keeping it flat, but then you see there's like imperfections and you just go around with H polish and you smooth them out. Huh? It's pretty much the idea. All right. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, there we go. All the connections are done. Woohoo! Awesome. There's a couple of things that like kind of bothers me a little bit. Like the tubes here are kind of like a bit wacky now. The directions they're going and stuff. Let's see maybe if I can fix it. It's a bit more decent. Just want to add something here. Just want a detail to acknowledge that things are like going in here. All right. Woo! All done. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we are. We're done. We're done. Whoa. Jeez, eh? Yeah. We're done. We're finished. Well, we just need to do like a pose. Like a. It's not going to be a crazy pose, right? Or already complex to pose and everything. But there needs to be like a little presentation to fit with the other insectoids. But yep, that is it. That's fucking it, dude. We are donezo. Oh boy, man. I mean, we still have to pose and render, so it's not the end. But let me tell you, when I'm gonna be done with this one, man, I'm gonna be happy because it's been a while that I'm working on it. 2 hours per week with some like weeks off is a long time to finish a character. Um, I'm curious to know when I started it. Man, I hope it's not going to be a depressing number. Okay, I got it here. So I started. Oh, I started the 23rd of January from last year. So this means that it's been a year plus. Where? So like a year and 3-4 months, basically. Let's say a year and 4 months. So that's pretty much how much time it took me, 2 hours per week to finish this character. And you see, this is the reason why I'm like, okay, well, maybe I should just like stream more often with the things I'm working on. Like the character wouldn't exist from start to finish because if I just record sporadically on my character, and there might be some stuff that are just like really fucking boring to watch. Well, maybe not. That's the thing. I just don't know how much like it would interest people to see like the other stuff I'm working on, and because in my head I'm like, okay, I've given on YouTube, I've been giving 4 characters from A to Z now, including the concept of the character, right? So there's that. And oh, thanks for the raid. Really cool. It's unfortunately we're about to finish this stream, but thanks for joining in. That's pretty cool. MGN Nikkei, thank you for the raid. That's much appreciated. Much appreciated. So yeah, the basically that's the thing. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I should have to try it because it would be much less organized, and at the end you wouldn't have like a full compilation. But there's already 4 that exists. The frog character that I did from A to Z, like with the rendering and everything. I did the well, I'm doing the spider now. There's the mantis I did, which is a bit like the spider, so it's twice kind of like a full um a full process for like an insectoid for a mechanical character. I did the cat, which is like half and half, but it's mostly hard surface, but it's done in a way that's like the quick versions, not the full production like the spider here. And I'm thinking that if I do variety, well, I mean, if I work in a way where I just like record more sporadically on the things I'm working on, maybe it's going to offer more variety and just like there are still going to be like clips and fun parts in it. It's just not going to be a full process. So I'm thinking that maybe there is something there. And also sometimes it might just be me like fucking around with like Unreal trying to understand it, which could be like a boring stream or could be fun. Like I don't know. I just don't know. But that could be interesting. I'm new to 3D, so personally I want to see all of it. Well, that's what I'm saying is that there's 4 playlists now of like characters that all took me like a year to do almost. And you get the full process there. And the more if I just do like another one that's from A to Z, it's another one. It's like, well, from A to Z, but we have characters that are done from A to Z already. So I loved watching the Elden Frog development. Learned so much. Yeah, thanks. It was fun to work on too. Like my next character is probably going to be like an organic character. I need to take a little break from hard surface. All the small tricks and methods of think in real time are good to see for me. Well, that's what I'm thinking. There's a certain value in that. I mean, I don't think we will mine more sculpting stream. Yeah, there you go. Will this become a miniature? No, it was not sculpted to be a miniature. It's too detailed and like thin. Well, it would be too thin as a miniature, I mean. But like I might print it into like a 10 inches character. 10 inches? What's the size again? Yeah, 10 inches, yeah. I would like more live streams. For me, the ideal is just to have a routine for us to prepare and watch. Like this one is every Tuesday at the same time. You see, there you go. And we have like an opinion like this that goes against the idea of like the thing I'm trying to do, which is so I just don't know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be taking a break for sure once I'm done with this character. But that's the thing is like I'm just getting a bit burnt out and tired of like maintaining the schedule. Plus, it's kind of like sometimes it's really in the way of like other stuff I need to do. Whereas like if I just like stream more sporadically, I can give at the end of the week I can give probably more hours of content, maybe more variety too. I don't know. I just don't know. Just bring it to a 1-to-1 scale, yeah. You could do a follow along series character every time. Sorry, what do you mean by a follow along? I don't know that term. To be honest, I learned more in a year watching the VODs of Mantis than going to a school for 3D, wasting money with minimal education. Yeah, money can be expensive for that for sure. I think that there's still like a certain value in being able to be followed by a teacher and giving tricks and that sort of stuff, for sure. But yeah, I mean, perfect. Good for you if you can actually learn something from the streams. That's great. Okay, well, that's interesting what you're saying because that's what I'm hoping that like with all the content that I came with so far, that if I derive from the formula, that still the past content is still there. Yeah. Like people follow along from the sphere all the way to complete character and post progress in Discord each time. Though, to be frank, probably entirely impractical. Okay. Hmm. Well, I'd have to think that's for sure. Oh my god, yep, a lot to think about, eh? Um, yep. Yeah, you think it works, Jess? Yeah. Space Squid, hello. I went from having no real character experience to completing a posed bait character for work largely because of these stream. Really? Yeah, yeah, alright, alright. Alright, makes me feel good to hear that. For sure. Honestly, I'm cool with whatever you choose. Alright, perfect. That's good. Good to know, good to know. Whatever's more convenient, yeah. Well, you see, okay, so I'm gonna take all of this in consideration. I still need to think myself. And yeah, once I'm gonna be done with this character, I'm gonna be taking a little break, like I said. It's gonna be around summertime anyway. I don't know how long of a break I'm gonna take though, because I like to stream and stuff. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, let's go raid someone, spread the love, and I'll be back next Tuesday, posing this character, probably working on the pose. We'll figure it out. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna be very soon. We're gonna be done with that. So anyway, thanks everyone for joining. That's really cool, and I hope to see you next week. That would be fantastic. Until then, well, take care of yourselves. Bye bye.